Last night I reached Legendary, which immediately put me into the leaderboard. Now I am accentuating the fact that I play in Europe because of the time zones, not because of the rumor that European lobbies are sweatier compared to, for instance, America, but just because the day reset in my country happened at 3 a.m. and in other European places it is like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m., but it is just the proper night time. And so I played all night, and I got from Master to Grandmaster by around 9, I think, a.m. in the morning, and the lobbies were really good, there were many sweats. Then from Grandmaster 1 to Grandmaster 2, it was like okay situation, and once I reached Grandmaster 2, it was a daytime in Europe. And the lobbies, well, if you watched my earlier videos, I usually just play during the night because the lobbies were just bad. We feature lots of bad players, night is just sweats, which is in my opinion way better. And so I started to struggle. I hoped that we would still have good players who are grinding rank to get to the legendary, but it was not the case. And my advice for you, if you're playing in Europe just on daytime after the rank reset, still you should just sleep. And I slept 2 hours before the grind, 2 hours after I reached Grandmaster 2 and gave up on trying to get to the Grandmaster 3, and one more 2-hour nap later in the evening. So I slept 6 hours divided by 2s in total, and later I slept just once I reached Legendary, I went to sleep. And now the lobbies. So from Grandmaster, which you can see right now, the nighttime lobbies, it was pretty much just smooth sailing. From Grandmaster, I think 3 and until the top, the Legendary had no issues. Earlier I had huge struggle, like I was really just getting depressed. But I still kept on going because, I mean, I had a plan and I did it. And now the weapons, so I saw most of the players using USS-9, which was also my go-to weapon. And some were using the Odin, and I used it a bit as well, but mostly I used just the XM4 for assault rifle instead. And I did see Type 19s being used, and some amount of XM4s, but really not as many as I was expecting to see, interestingly enough. And now not as many, but I saw Mythic, the free one and the paid one, AK-117 variants being used by various players. And even though the numbers were not huge, but we were doing quite alright. Like whenever I saw a player with AK-117, we were getting pretty decent results. And I think that I need to try it more because it could actually be good in the current meta. At least from watching them, I was quite impressed. And while other weapons, not all players used Mythics of course, but in Master I saw specifically Holger 26 Meeting variant being used. But I think it is purely because of the iron sight that was modified this season, and players were just trying it out because in Grandmaster it just disappeared. Now these are my stats, and interestingly enough, previous season I had more MVPs, but I got into Legendary on Friday, so I took a longer break. And of course, when I was doing it on the same day, I spent more time playing OBG and got less MVPs. But I mean, that's fine, and so the most used weapons were USS-9, XM4 and PDW. Last minute change to the USS-9 loadout was that I added Hardline instead of the Dead Silence. Is it better? I cannot really tell you, just wanted to get the score streaks more consistently, but from my earlier experience when playing in like regular leaderboard rank lobbies, with Dead Silence I die less often, so probably just because enemies are not as good at hearing me when I have it. But yeah, so now I used the hardline because again I just wanted to like win. XM4 I actually think is very underrated, and basically the good thing about it is that it has many bullets, pretty decent damage, good range, and especially I would use it in big maps like Raid for instance, and in the first OBG area I would be able to just start spraying bullets and kill 2-3 enemies that were close like one to another, without having to just stop shooting and shoot at the other guy. I would just keep on shooting bullets and just reposition my aim. And that is really convenient, it makes the weapon easy to use. I can get spray kills, and when you're playing the ranked for many hours and you are tired and you just want to get to the legendary ASAP, it was really pleasant. PDW is a good mid-range SMG, and I can use it just for the PDW, or I can switch to this loadout for an emergency purpose of destroying score streaks with the FAJ, and then steal them with the firepower support perk. So basically I destroy VTOL, Stealth Chopper, Goliath, Sentry Gun, even the Raps ball, you name it, and I have a 70% chance of stealing it and just activating for my team. And that is just a super good thing to be able to do, as well as the PDW. It is just a really nice gun to use. However, in some situations I simply don't have time to shoot a few FAJ rockets at this cost rig, and then I have to use this loadout with a man-over termite mag variant because I can just destroy them faster. And you don't have to copy this exact loadout, but a man-over loadout is an absolute must-have. I also have the Demo Expert Blue Pack just to increase the damage of the termite bullets. And so since I'm using the overkill, I chose GKS because it just pairs the best for me. I made a video earlier where I tried various options and GKS was just the best. But the main thing from this loadout is termite maneuver. Even though I used XM4 way more, but I also played with Type 19 in some big maps when I wanted to have more precision and more range. But like I said in my previous video of the loadouts that I prepared for the rank reset, it was just a very situational, very niche use. Like I would not just start with a Type 19 in a big map, I would still lead with XM4. And only if I see that the range is missing, I would switch to this loadout. I also played some games with VMP, but I tried various different gunsmiths, like I tried creating them on the go, and I made one that is kind of okay, but whenever I just switched from it to SS9, I would just do leagues better. And I think that the gun itself, it has potential, but I just need a better gunsmith. And I did see some leaderboarders while I checked right now the gunsmith suggestions, and we have different mag. So the gun, it could potentially be good, but just not with gunsmith. And so once I reached legendary, I went to sleep, I woke up, I made food, I ate food, I started working because on Friday I had work, and now I finish it, and I am going to be playing Moko Dam. And so at the moment, as you can see, I did drop down by 1000 places, but currently the difference between me and like number 1 spot and number 20, for instance, it is just 1000 between me and number 20. Number 1 is 2000 ahead, but like it's not much. And I'm actually curious how far I can go up in the leaderboard this season. So I'm just now wrapping up the video, uploading video, and gonna start gaming again. And frankly, if I did not have to work today, I would be way higher, of course. But, well, I guess if you want to beat the unemployed, you have to become unemployed. But I do need the job, I need to pay bills, I need to buy draws in Kodam, so that is not an option.